Just Tuesday, the CEO of Target, Brian Cornell, said he expects grocery prices to rise within the next couple of days. But we wanted to see how local shoppers here in Montana would be impacted by those tariffs. It's a word you've probably heard everywhere in the past couple of weeks.
April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs.
Tariffs, a tax on foreign goods imported into the United States. Here in Montana, most of our imported goods from Canada are petroleum, wood, and animal products, while we heavily rely on produce like strawberries and avocados from Mexico.
I'm really not worried about it one bit.
Billings resident Greg Hyder says he isn't concerned about the new 25% tariff on Mexican and Canadian goods.
To me, it really just boils down to a negotiation tactic. It's really what it's going to come down to. I mean, Canada has been tariffing us.
But many economists argue that that negotiation tactic could have big impacts on your wallet.
It does have a pretty significant impact on the prices that you and I pay on any given day.
Robert Snora with the University of Montana says that while businesses and producers pay the tariff, the tax is ultimately passed down to the consumer.
It's going to raise prices for anything that we buy that's imported from Canada and Mexico.
Here in Montana, that can mean paying more at the grocery store, especially for produce we can't grow in the state.
Produce is very seasonal, and yet people want that produce throughout the year, whereas things like wheat, barley, beef, potatoes, those are things that even in Montana we can produce that year round.
Ian Finch runs the food access program at Farm Connect Montana. It's an organization that connects SNAP benefit recipients to affordable, locally grown food.
Our position now is, we hope people really look to local food sources because when, for instance, during the COVID pandemic, when we saw shelves empty, the local food was still there.
Ian says that at a time with high tariffs and inflation, locally grown food may be more affordable than what's at the grocery store.
Consumers are going to turn to these for support when the general grocery store price is higher.
But because the tariffs are new, Robert says the full future impacts are still a question mark.
We're all facing a lot of uncertainty, and no one knows what the outcome is going to be.
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.